My name is Melody Posada, and I started a journey a while back. And during this journey, never once did I think I'd be diagnosed with cancer.
Hi, I'm Sul, and this is my husband, Sam.
And this is a financial story.
It started when I went to a OBGYN and they told me that I had a polyp. And seriously, I did not know what that meant. A polyp, okay. And they said that we needed to remove it or go and test it. So they said they needed to do this procedure on me. It was like a surgery kind of thing. And I just said, okay. And I said, so how much is it? And they quoted me how much it was. And I said, well, I just don't have that. I said, do you have a payment plan? And they said, no, we don't. And then I said that I can't do it.
It was a time when financially, this country kind of turned into a mess. We actually had, we were doing pretty well with certain properties and rentals and that kind of thing. But when that happened and the real estate meltdown happened, it very much affected us as well. And so not only did we lose what we had made before that time, we actually went far, far, far negative.
And during that time, it was at the start of COVID. And I heard on TV that only urgent or emergency surgeries or procedures could be done. And so I called them up and I said, is mine an emergency procedure? And the nurse said, no, not really, you know, and I said, so I don't have to do it right now. In my heart, I really didn't want to do it because all I could think of was money. I mean, literally, this is my whole thought. I believed God could heal me. That wasn't any big deal. But believing that money would also show up, that was a big deal.
I think that even during those 11 years, it took us 11 years to pay off hundreds of thousands of dollars. But though we think of that very stressful time, for those 11 years, we don't think of those 11 years necessarily as this financial stressful time. God gave us so many, He was so graceful. He's given us so many beautiful memories. We ended up getting a camper, and the memories of camping with our boys from Georgia to Kentucky to Tennessee to Indiana to Boston, all the way to Washington, D.C. Way too many dinners over a fire pit, way too many s'mores, way too many starry nights, even if that could even be possible. We have so many sweet stories to that 11-year period. And it goes to show God's grace and His mercy and even His love for us.
The surgery was April 1st, 2021. And right before that, I got the news from Moffitt that I was going to get 100% financial. And that means everything was going to be paid for, everything. And so I just even though I doubted God, I never believed that He could do it. He did it anyways. So when we went in to have the surgery, we had the surgery that they took everything out. But when they came back, when it came after the surgery, the doctor came and said, what we found in there was cancer in your ovary, we found cancer in your lymph nodes, and we found cancer in your uterus. But we removed everything. They said, but we're gonna now put you on chemo because we wanna wipe out everything in there just in case there's something we didn't see. And that made me a little nervous. You know, I've only heard of cancer patients on TV. I really never had a friend or someone I knew that had cancer. So I didn't know what was gonna go on.
Many things happened during that time. So from having this incredible financial burden, and as she mentioned, it kind of squeezes, God made us really work on our marriage, really focus on family. God really challenged me, especially in my being the main breadwinner and such, really challenged me to appreciate the beauty that He had today. And so in other words, you know, we lived an abundant life, even though we still didn't have the outcome. But good news, yes, she mentioned 11 years. It did take 11 years to finally get out of that, and God was faithful.
I went through 5 months of chemo, and then I went through 1 month of radiation every day, except for the weekends. And then everything was smooth for me. It wasn't hard. I mean, it was painful sometimes, but it wasn't hard. And So I finally got to the end, and they finally did the last CAT scan, it's called. They said, "You're clear. There, we see no signs of cancer."
Remember that God is faithful not just to get you free from the issue and the problem, but He wants you to live abundantly during. And I really think that's the biggest lesson that we learned through that. So.
God is for you. Take heart. He has overcome. The Lord is on your side. Hope that is seen is no hope at all.
You're not forgotten, never abandoned nor forsaken. Pain has a purpose, pressure has a point, and challenges produce character.
We have an ever-present help. He who began a good work in you is faithful to complete it. God is for you. Every obstacle, every hindrance, and every setback cannot stand against the power of our God.
So take courage. Be strong. Wherever you find yourself, He is right there with you.
He is with you. He is for you. He goes before you. He will never let you down. If God is for us, who can be against us?
If God is for us, who can be against us?
If God is for us, who can be against us?